If you want, but it is me. Right.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's try to recover from the walk by thinking or something like that. All right, so for this afternoon, I'd like to propose you a workshop where I'd like to reflect about writing. And I thought that because, in a way, for personal reason, because in the last years, writing became step by step, let's say, a more important part of my daily life. And also because I think that writing is a way to dialogue with oneself. So since in this morning, with Oscar, we were thinking about what can prevent a rational dialogue, like, for example, objections, yeah, a disagreement with people. I would like to propose you to reflect on what prevents you from thinking through writing, yeah? So let me ask you a question, and then you take a couple of minutes to think about it. And the question is, what is the most biggest fear that you have when you write? So try to think. I think everyone tried the experience to write something so far. So try to identify the main fear that you encounter when you try to write something.
So do we have to write it down thoroughly, or we just have keywords to give you the answer?
Okay, I propose you first you identify the concept, yeah, and then you propose a short explanation, yeah, in order, yeah, exactly, to explain why that fear can prevent you from writing. Is the task clear for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Question is the fear when you try to write, or is the fear when you write?
Okay, nice questions. Can you say the difference between the two fears?
If you try to write, it means you don't write.
Yeah.
And when you write, then you are already in action. You can still have fear.
Okay. So, how would you solve this problem?
I prefer the trying to write.
Why?
Because I think it's more common. Because when you start to write, there is less fear.
Yeah. So in a way, when you write, you already overcome that fear.
Yes.
So the problem is that the fear stops you from writing. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I agree with you. So what I mean, sometimes maybe you could also overcome the fear, but still there is that fear. Yeah. So yeah, I would say what prevent you from writing. So when you try to write, yeah, but also is the same fear that you may overcome by writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Okay. So I give you a few minutes.
Yeah, I know, right, I think it's-
Okay, we didn't finish yet? Luca? Okay, go. Okay, good. Okay, I'm curious to know what are your fears. I think you could help me to feel less alone, since I have many fears when I grow up. Who want to start to share his biggest fear? All right, Davide?
Okay, my concept, even, no, I think, there's
You
nobody.
can- you
for
can
the
take
recording.
one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the concept is performance, and so the fear is I'm afraid of not being able to express beautiful ideas in a beautiful way.
So performance, yeah? Okay. And is a kind of competition to do something beautiful, yeah?
Competition,
Do you see a link between competition and performance?
yes.
Can you say?
Well, when you compete, you need to perform the best as you can in order to win the competition. Yeah.
Okay, so you are competing when you write,
Yeah,
okay. And
With myself.
possible to compete with oneself or no? It doesn't make sense.
It makes sense. I'm not sure if I can explain why, but it makes sense.
So you don't know why a person should compete with oneself.
Maybe because you can always do or try to do better than the previous time, for example.
Okay, so you know.
Yeah,
Okay, so you are competing with yourself when you write.
yeah,
So you're competitive guy.
yeah.
Okay, and it's interesting because the competition is about beauty, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So what would be wrong to write something which is not beautiful?
I would lose the competition.
But why beauty is so important for you?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, let's open to the group. Who has an hypothesis to explain why beauty could be so important for a person? Hiro?
Maybe we don't need them.
No.
It's for the recording. Just for recording, not for other. Yes.
David think writing is a form of art. Therefore, the essence is beauty that he's seeking.
Oh, okay. So you're connecting the writing and the beauty with the concept through the concept of art.
Yes,
All right.
because many people don't think writing is an art form, but David thinks so. That's why the goal is to be beautiful.
Okay. So you consider himself an artist when you write.
Yes,
Let's check. Davide, does it make sense?
It makes sense, but it doesn't answer the question.
Okay. Explain why.
Because the question was why beauty is so important for me.
Yeah, but through the concept of art, if you consider your activity an art, do you agree that the beauty is an important element
Hmm.
involved in art activities or no?
Yes. Yes, but it doesn't go that deep. Yeah, it's like, it's a
Yeah,
different
okay.
way to phrase
But
the
it's
same
different,
thing.
that it can, the answer in a superficial way is different to say that it doesn't answer,
Yeah.
so it answered, yeah?
Yeah.
And why
okay.
you consider that superficial, that answer?
Because I could also ask, why is important for me to be an artist? It's the same question.
Okay, I mean, you could also ask why, yeah? Like children, but this is a reason to explain why for you beauty is so important.
It is a reason.
Did you see other reasons beside?
I don't, but I'm not satisfied with this.
Okay. Let's say that, I mean, as long as we don't find a better one, we
Okay.
keep okay. But let's then I go to Gianluca and Web. But let's problematize a bit this answer because I think it's interesting. So, do you think that art can produce something which is not beautiful or no? No.
I would like to answer it depends, but it's not allowed, so it's
More
maybe-
yes or more no?
It's yeah, more yes. No, sorry. If the question is if it can produce something which is not beautiful,
Yes.
I would say more no. But I think it is possible.
Yeah, so the art tend to exclude the ugliness, let's say, yeah?
Mm. I would say no.
So in the art process is involved ugliness as well. Can you explain it?
Because I think art is about, it can be about everything. And it starts from your personal experience most of the times, and ugliness is part of your personal experience. So art can be about ugliness.
Do you have an example where there is a piece of art that there is some ugly in it or no? Some ugliness?
Yes, I can think about some paintings representing, like poor people living very bad environments, like factories of the late 19th century, something like this, or the famous Duchamp, the toilet.
Okay, it's an example of ugliness, yes.
Yeah, I mean, unless you like toilets.
But do you like the Duchamp art?
I like it, yes.
So let me ask you to conclude this little thinking process. So why do you have hard time to accept the ugliness in your own art? You like the other people's shit, but you don't like your own shit, basically, yeah?
Now, maybe because it's not about the content, but the way I express the content. So I'm fine with having an ugly content, but I want it to be phrased in a beautiful way.
So is the process the problem, not the content, not the result?
What they want to be beautiful and they don't want to be ugly is not what
Yeah.
I'm talking about, but the way I'm talking
Okay,
about.
so to try to answer me, is more the process, more the result?
You mean the process of writing?
Yes. That it creates a problem for you with art.
It's more about the result.
Okay, so not the process. It's the content. Results are more related to the content.
Maybe I don't understand what you mean with process. Because I understand two ways, possible ways.
Okay, say it.
So one is the process, like the moment when I'm writing, the effort to do it, the trick I use to do it.
Yeah.
And the other is the form, the words I choose, the way I combine them. You know?
Okay, and do you have a problem with which part of these two side of the process?
When it comes to ugliness, I have a problem with the second one.
The form,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. And how can you define ugly piece of art through the form?
How can I, what's that?
I mean, what must have the form in order to produce something ugly?
Okay, so what makes
What's the
the form
problem?
ugly?
Yeah,
Um, I need to make it short. I think the clarity, the way, the fluidity, there are some specific features which for me makes a sentence beautiful or ugly. And
okay,
Yeah.
pick one.
okay,
Let's go with the first one.
Yeah.
You propose clarity.
okay,
So the problem is the confusion, right?
one of
The confusion make the form ugly.
yeah.
Okay, so you don't like the confusion when in the process of writing. So you don't mind about the result, but it's more about the confusion you encounter during the writing exercise.
Yes, it's also about that. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is a new idea for you, or you know already?
Maybe I never thought specifically about it, but the experience of being confused and therefore refusing to write is something I know.
Okay.
So confusion is a condition I can connect to writing, and especially to when I don't write. Then I decided not to write.
So you never thought, where?
I never named it.
Okay, but you are familiar with this
Yeah.
Fear. So you have fear of confusion.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's ask to the group. Now, let's try to help Davide to get rid of, or at least to reconcile a bit with the confusion. So who can provide a good aspect about experience confusion?
I'm not sure how we got to confusion.
So
Exactly.
you lost, right?
Yes,
Okay, okay.
this last part specifically.
Okay, okay. Who can you give me your name, please?
Yes, say it. You can call me. Say it.
Say it,
Yes.
say it. Okay. Who can help say it to find
His problem.
yeah, to understand the last part of the thinking process in a short way? Sarah?
So Davide, his fear is ugliness. We discovered that it was specifically the ugliness of the form in his writing. And then Andrea asked him, so what makes the form ugly? And he said lack of clarity, which means confusion.
clarity
Yeah,
of
so
form.
there is, so by, yes, we all got to go.
Okay, good. Just for fun, let me ask you. When you feel lost, you feel confused or no?
Yes, most of the time, yes.
So you have the same problem, Bobby. You don't like confusion.
I think, I don't think anybody likes them.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm not asking about any
No,
other people,
no.
about you. Yeah,
Yes, I don't.
you don't. Yeah, so you identify a bit with Davide.
His confusion and fear is in writing,
Yes.
but my confusion was in not understanding.
Yeah, but you see something in common?
As the term confusion, yes, getting lost, yes.
Yeah, so you both avoiding confusion, yeah?
Yes.
But let me try, just then I can be a problem that when you feel confused, you feel lost.
it is a problem to feel lost. Yes.
That can be that the main problem that you encounter when you feel confused, that you feel lost. Like,
Yeah,
say,
yeah, lost, powerless. Yeah,
okay, yeah, when you're lost, you feel powerless.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, so in a way, okay, I understand. In a way, you don't like to feel impotent.
yeah, of course.
And when you're in the process and you encounter this confusion, you are face to face with your own impotence, right?
In the process of writing.
Writing,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thanks. You didn't know, but you provide a good explanation. Anyway, let's try to help Davide and say it as well to make a little paradigm shift by proposing a good aspect of being confused and lost at this point, we say also. Yeah. Gianluca?
Oh, sorry.
My idea is that Davide is not creative because he wants to have already everything clear in his mind before writing. And a creative process is what comes out of confusion. When you are confused, you just start writing, and through the process of creating, something comes to reality, which is not yet in your mind.
Okay. So your idea is that confusion is an important part of the creative process.
Yes.
So if you accept confusion, you have more chance to do something creative and artistic, right?
Yeah, this is my hypothesis.
Okay. Davide, what do you think about Gianluca's hypothesis?
Okay. What do I think? I think it's interesting. Maybe you need to ask me something more specific.
But do you agree?
It's counterintuitive to me, so it's hard to agree, even if I see the logic in it.
Well, why is it hard to you?
Because when I write, when I'm happy with what I'm writing, and I think I am creative, and that creativity comes out of clarity, in my experience. Because I don't think that clarity means to know what you're gonna write. It just means to have the, that, I don't know how to say, that flow in your
Okay, but
mind.
how can you get the clarity? Let me ask you, do you need confusion in order to be clear?
No,
No? So you don't need the disorder in order to create order.
no,
So you want order from the beginning. So Gianluca is right.
I want order from the beginning.
Did you see the link? No?
I understand what you said. I want order from the beginning. But I don't see the link with what Gianluca said.
Yeah, Gianluca said that if you accept confusion, in a way you let yourself go in a creative process, since confusion is an important part of the creative process. But you said that you want the clarity from the beginning. So actually you are avoiding the creative process.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think creativity comes out of confusion, not necessarily.
So you disagree?
Yeah.
But you remember that I'm going a bit crazy because I'm
No,
following.
sorry,
No, but because before you said that you agree. No?
Did I? Maybe I expressed badly, but
Okay.
I didn't agree.
Okay, so you disagree.
I
right?
disagree with Gianluca. I just said that I see his point, the logic, but I don't agree with, if I apply the reason.
Okay, so you're saying that it makes sense, but you disagree.
Yeah,
You disagree because you don't think it applies to you,
Yeah,
but maybe for others.
maybe for others.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, so but it's not your case.
No.
Okay, now I understand. I understand. Okay, okay, I think it was a nice try anyway.
This is what I said, in your case.
Yeah, I mean, he said that your idea, it was, yeah, make sense, but it didn't identify in your explanation. Let's try with new ones. I saw Matthias. Can you pass the?
Something. Something positive
Yes.
with confusion. What is positive is that it's more interesting. Clarity, it's yeah, you see everything. It's clear. There's nothing more to find. It's obvious. But confusion, it's hidden. You can't find your way. So yeah, it's more, I don't know, interactive, engaging, exciting.
All right. So clarity is more boring and confusion is more interesting and engaging. Yeah? That's, what do you think? Why do you laugh?
Because I don't agree.
Why you laugh when you disagree? It's like the example that someone made that the people when disagree.
Ah, yeah, like
this
the
morning.
Ivory Coast people laughing. I laugh. I don't know. I find it funny.
But it's funny when you disagree. Yeah.
In this setting, it is.
And you have a reason to explain why it's more funny than agree.
Because it creates more tension,
Ah, okay.
you know?
And let me ask you, do you see more tension in the confusion or in the clarity?
Mm.
You confused?
No, no, I'm thinking because I could answer for both, you know? But for me, there is more tension with clarity because when you understand what somebody is saying and you don't agree and you have a clear understanding of what is said and you have a clear understanding of what you think, then there is the tension.
But that's for you, right?
That's for
And
me.
for others?
I think it's my experience could be common.
Okay, I'm curious to check. Who thinks in the group that there is more tension in the clarity, right? You said, yeah. Raise his hand, please. Clarity implies more tension than confusion. Okay, are you surprised, Davide?
No,
Wait, but you see contradiction here or no?
with what I think and my surprise, my lack of
No,
surprise.
you just told me that you think that the common sense would agree with you. Just 30 seconds ago. So you should be surprised to see that most of the people disagree with you.
Okay, yeah, maybe I mean I didn't say that the common sense would agree. I said it would be a common experience.
Okay, Davide, come on.
Yeah, so maybe
You know the
I
practice
forced
for
my
me.
yeah. I mean I think it's but I didn't phrase it.
Yeah, but it's not a big difference. Do you agree?
Yes, okay. Yeah, I agree.
So you change your mind.
About the confusion and the
Now,
tension.
now you think that it's normal that most of the people disagree with you, or you still think that?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So
I
you're
can see it.
surprised. You thought that you were part of the common sense, and now you discover that you belong to the elite. Yeah. It's not. It's for you familiar experience that you are part of an elite, or no?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so let me give you as a final, let's say, advice that maybe if you reconcile a bit more with the common sense, you could reconcile a bit more with the writing process. Do you see the link or no?
So you can reconcile with the idea that confusion is more,
There is more tension
there is more
in the
tension.
confusion, and so it's more exciting or at least interesting.
Yeah, but even,
No, like, before Barney, do you see the link between reconciling with common sense and reconciling with the writing?
yes,
Okay, do you like it or no?
no.
So maybe that's the problem.
I mean,
Okay, that's okay, I'm just curious, why you don't like it? What's wrong with it?
because it doesn't work for me, I know already.
But you tried to reconcile with common sense? You did?
I mean, in general or about confusion?
In general, you are with the common sense or no?
I do my best to reconcile with common sense. But,
No, I do my best doesn't sound very convincing, you
no,
know?
because I know many times I cannot do it.
Like, do you love me? I do my best, yeah, you know, it doesn't sound very.
Yeah,
So, no, do my best, it
Mm.
means more no, yeah?
yes.
Okay, so I don't know, it's just an hypothesis, maybe it doesn't work, but I think it's beautiful, no?
What is beautiful?
You see that in a way, by reconciling with common sense, you give yourself an opportunity to reconcile also with a practice in your life. Instead of being part of the elite, special, different of others. Okay, you prefer to stay in the elite. I
No,
can tell, I can tell.
Yeah, maybe I don't trust this idea of confusion as a creativity
Okay,
booster.
that's because you don't trust the common sense.
Yeah, I don't trust the common sense.
Okay, so you don't like the idea to reconcile with common sense.
No.
Okay, okay, all right. Okay, before to go on, maybe with other fears, who want to say something about what the discussion with Davide? Maybe someone didn't speak yet, so there is Peter and Helen.
Yes. First of all, I would appreciate that Davide didn't tell us that there are fixed parameters of beauty and of ugliness. He defines his own parameters. I think that's quite a high standard. And the second, why he didn't.
So wait, you are saying that you think he has a high expectation?
No, he has his own defined standard. What's beauty for him? What's ugliness for
What
him?
is it?
He found the example of Marcel Duchamp's toilet.
Yeah.
It's ugly for him.
Okay, so what do you deduce from, about his standard of beauty?
And he defined when he's writing here, and it's beauty for him. If
Yeah.
the ideas you wrote down and you read it, it's clear. That's a clear beauty of the result.
Okay, so you're saying that this is criteria in order to judge something beautiful or not?
Yes, for him. Because, yeah, I think that's a good basic condition. But the second, I see that's really a problem that he avoids, accepting that there is more tension in the confusion. I would ask him if he can tell me an artist that produces beauty and how this artist produced the beauty, that there is confusion in advance. Like Marcel Duchamp produced the toilet when he was confused before, because the artwork before was a completely a mess, only with making business. And Marcel Duchamp was upset and confused.
Okay,
And he tried and tried and tried, and then he showed this toilet as a mocking of the art market.
okay, so you are supporting the idea I proposed to him, that clarity comes from confusion, like order comes from disorder.
Clarity comes from confusion. Yes.
Okay, so even if you see something that is clear, like the Duchamp toilet,
Yeah.
in the process, there was confusion, you were saying.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay.
That's the
And he's
tension.
missing that part.
Yes.
Okay, let's check. What do you think, David, about Peter's proposal? Maybe there may be confusion in the artistic process of other artists that you appreciate, even if the result is just clear. What? And simple. Did you understand what he said?
Yeah, I think so. He said that, yeah, he basically rephrased what we said before, that confusion is part of the creative process because clarity comes out of confusion.
Yeah, but he now is saying that it's not just about you, but it's about the other
Yeah.
artists, right?
Yeah,
So what do you think?
I agree.
So you're still special.
I think creativity works
So you
differently.
accept for others, but you don't accept for yourself the confusion in the process.
I think I never experienced it,
What?
this
The
confusion in the creative process.
But can you imagine that other artists
Yeah,
have the same
yeah,
confusion? The
yeah.
process?
Yeah, but they also said it before, I think.
Okay. And what do you think the other artists do in order to overcome the confusion and to create some order, some clear order?
I think probably they just don't ask themselves if what they want to express is clear or not. They just go with their impulse.
Okay, and I think that's a nice one. Why don't you apply to yourself?
I think I do it. I think I do it, yes. But
I
when
think I
I'm-
do it, it doesn't sound very convincing.
because when
Did you? Or you don't? Do you? Or do you don't?
if I do it,
Yeah,
yeah, I do it.
okay. So I am confused because you said that your main fear is the confusion is what prevents you from writing.
Well, but
So if you do it, it means that you tend to, or you overcome this fear usually?
well, not always, but sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it works, some other times it doesn't.
More yes or more no?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, good, Peter, thank you. We have Ellen.
Okay, Andrea, you have done a great job, but be careful not to be confused as well. Because Davide is an unsatisfied guy, and whatever you tell him and show him, there is something, always an objection. So this is, I think, typically of the unsatisfied people. You know, when you say there is tension and clarity or not in confusion, and you ask him, common people, no. You know, whatever you give him, whatever Jean-Luc give him as an explanation, there was always an objection behind it.
Yeah, yeah. Would you
So
give
I'm
up
not
before?
accusing, but this is typically the unsatisfied people.
So you're suggesting to give up with David, right?
No, you can continue, but don't forget what you said at the end. Now I am confused. So if the facilitator became confused
Yeah,
because he's in front of a confused person who cannot accept that he's confused because he's unsatisfied, nothing is good
Oh,
enough
okay.
for him.
so you are saying that he's drawing me in his own confusion, right? Okay, but I enjoy it. I'm not, For me, it's not a problem. Good.
The
But let me ask you, Alan. You said that he's a unsatisfied guy, right?
Mhm.
Can you propose an hypothesis to explain why this guy is so unsatisfied?
He never accepts, you know, in your way of questioning,
Yeah.
you ask this or this, it's never enough for him. No,
Yeah, but that's the symptom, it's not the cause, yeah?
the cause why he's unsatisfied,
Yes,
because he, you remember what he start with? Performance. This guy is performing all the time to do the best. He has to be the best, the best. At a certain point, what is the problem not to be the best?
okay.
But it's a problem for him.
So in one word, perfectionism.
Oh, nice, yes.
Okay, so are you perfectionist, Davide? Okay, so Alan is right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Alan. Does he remind you your nephew as well, or just me?
You,
Just me. Okay, okay. Other comments? Yeah, there was Sarah.
It's a bit similar to part of what Ellen said, but I think it's funny, or it's interesting that by trying to avoid confusion and do something beautiful, special, he's drawn into confusion. Because
Yeah.
he's thinking, he's entering contradiction, sliding concepts, from one concept to another,
Yeah.
that is not not very relevant way, gives undifferentiated answers, So in your quest to avoid confusion, you just jump into it.
Nice. So you're proposing that there is a performative contradiction, yeah? So the more he's trying to avoid it, the more is coming, the confusion, yeah?
Yeah, that's a part of the fact that he says he doesn't like it, but he performs it.
Yeah.
So he,
Do you notice that you tend to perform confusion? Or no?
I'm thinking he's confused.
I don't agree.
Disagree. Okay, that's maybe Elam explanation.
Yeah, that's expected.
Alex, please.
Maybe.
What I was observing now is this term perfectionism. And Davide likes this term very much. When he said perfectionism, it was like a badge for Davide. Now, I'm interested if what I think perfectionism can be a very big obstacle. We've seen that when Davide is confused, this is what he has. We've seen that you move from confusion to clarity, but I also think this perfectionism stops you from engaging in the activity, because then you can hold in your mind, I have my perfectionism, I'm there, but you never engage with the real world, which is confusing, which is difficult, which is hard to be normal.
Nice. Yeah. You disagree also with Alex, David? Or?
I agree. Yeah.
Do you see the relation between perfectionism and your tendency to run away from confusion? And by running away from confusion, your tendency to create even more confusion, like Sarah said, or no?
Maybe I don't understand fully this. I was more caught by something else he said.
The same?
Yeah, like being perfectionist is a way to distance yourself from the real world.
Okay, you don't touch, you prefer to be detached, yeah?
I don't know if I prefer it, but I do it.
Yeah, but if you do it, means that you prefer it, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't tend to do it, yeah? You remember the concept, detachment from the detachment?
The concept of?
The detachment from the detachment.
If I remember it.
Yeah, you know the concept?
I think I don't know it. but
Okay, okay,
I-
that's enough. Who can explain to Davide the concept detachment from the detachment? Please, Matthias?
It's a bit too short, it's too short.
Here, there is the other one.
When you have a desire to detach, the desire can be so strong that you become attached to detachment. You need to as well detach from the idea of detachment. So detachment shouldn't be something obsessive for you.
Okay, does it make sense? Davide?
Yes,
Okay, do you identify yourself in this tendency?
yes,
So you prefer to stay out from the cave than to go back, right?
yes,
Okay, so you're like more, how can you say, asceta, how do you say in English? Asceta?
I wish.
How do you say? Asset? Are you an asset?
Part of me would like to be, yeah,
Okay,
but I know I'm not.
but you're trying to become an asset, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So in a way, you're attached from this idea of
Yeah.
detachment,
yeah,
yeah?
Yeah.
So you should detach also from the detachment.
yeah, that I can really
Okay,
relate to.
yeah, thank you, Matthias. All right, yeah, wait.
Yeah, I want to share a comment about Davide. That at the beginning he was saying beautiful ideas in a beautiful way, even though he used the word beautiful. But I suspect that he wants to be smart.
Why?
Fixed in the way he speaking, interacting with others. He always wants to be special. So here I don't see the aesthetic aspect, more the smartness.
In the sentence, you mean?
Yeah.
Can you indicate, is the repetition of the adjective beautiful or something else? What indicates that in the sentence that Davide was trying to play smart?
He always disagree.
Yeah, but in the sentence, what there is something objective that you can propose to us, something, some elements? Or no? Or you are proposing this interpretation since you know Davide outside from the.
No, the way he interacts with other person, that most ideas we propose to him,
Yeah.
he disagree. So that
Okay.
shows he wants to show that he's especially smart.
Okay. And in the sentence, you see this as well or no?
Sentence, he speaks, yes, he doesn't speak directly. He speaks in a
Okay.
sophisticated way.
Like a prophetic way to speak.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
Like enigma. You a bit of you don't see very well.
Yes,
but
yes,
you can just have a feeling or something. Yeah.
right.
Okay. He's an asset, so he tends to speak as an asset, you know. He tends to speak through enigma. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Delphi, oracle to Delphi, you know.
What is that?
You know, the temple of Delphi was an ancient Greek temple where people were going there to ask questions to the god Apollo,
Yes.
and the oracle was answering with, you know, some enigma answer. Yeah? So he has this kind of tendency, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's true. You speak like a prophet.
I was told so, and it is true, apparently.
Apparently, okay. Okay, thank you. And before to switch, I would like to ask the group who identify with this fear of confusion that Davide proposed to us. Okay. You're still part of the elite, but the elite is larger than before. Okay, good, thank you. So I would like to hear other fears. Who want to propose his one? Sergio, yes.
Yeah, so my fear is fear of mistake. Mistakes.
Fear of mistakes.
I'm afraid that I will write something which someone can read or like will believe, and this will lead to something bad. Yeah, this will be used as a guidance to, I don't know, to have something bad in your life.
So you write something wrong?
Yeah.
And what happens?
You
lose money.
Yeah, you lose money, you lose health, you lose time.
Can you relate the idea of making a mistake through writing and the bad consequence that you just mentioned?
Well,
pick one. Can you pick the worst one?
Yeah.
The worst consequence?
You lose health. So if I'm writing something,
yeah,
and people reading, and he's believing into this idea, but this idea is not real, it can lead to bad health. Like I'm writing, well, if you eat fat, you'll be super healthy. And people eat a lot of fat, and it becomes not super healthy.
Okay, so you're afraid to have a bad influence to other people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. And okay, let's say that someone, you have actually a bad influence to someone, yeah?
Yeah.
What's the feeling you have by thinking that you push this person to do something wrong, let's say? What's the main feeling?
Guilty.
Guilty, yeah. Okay, so you basically you don't like to feel guilty, right?
Yeah.
And when you write, you in a way you're afraid to be responsible for something bad, and that would make you feel guilty, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in a way, it's also the responsibility involved in the process. By avoiding writing, you're avoiding responsibility, yeah?
Yes.
All right. Do you see this tendency of yours in your life to avoid the responsibilities? Or is just on writing?
I see in my life.
Can you give us an example, something you can say in public?
What I can say in public in order to avoid responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah, another example, except the writing, that you avoid the responsibilities.
Oh, I can ask someone's his opinion, or I can say nothing because we can have.
Okay, so you prefer to keep your opinion for yourself instead of
Yeah,
sharing.
sometimes, yeah.
Okay, you must feel alone then.
Yeah.
You don't tend to share.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, interesting. So now let's try to help Sergio to reconcile a bit with the idea of have responsibility and the specific bad influence on other people. Who has a proposal to him in order to, I don't know, make you see a good side of this bad influence to other people, let's say. What can be good about it? I see Matthias, just Matthias.
No.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, maybe we can go to both for you. Yeah.
So it is a fear, I think, for me as well, to write something wrong or suggest something wrong to others, and I'm afraid that somebody will go to the wrong way based on doing what I did. But what I have come as a solution for myself is that I try to think of myself when I try to read the written parts of the others. Okay, when I try to read, I know that I'm before I choose this writer's piece of writing, I have had many options, but I have chosen this one. Why? Because I have thought that Sergio is one of the good writers in this field. So that's my responsibility as a reader that I have come to him first. So this means I have intentionally and based on my knowledge, I have chosen his writing. So this lowers his responsibility. You see, he knows that yes, I am responsible,
all right.
but the reader is also has some responsibilities. Yes, and he has to choose. Yes.
So, since you tend to speak a lot, can you summarize in one sentence
Yes.
in order to make a
Let me make him satisfied, yes.
Yeah.
You have some responsibilities, you're afraid, but the reader has also some responsibilities. It's
Alright.
not all your fault.
Okay, so you share the responsibility with other people. You cannot have a fully responsibility of other people's actions. That's it, right?
Yes, you cannot be 100% guilty.
Okay, okay. So let's see if
I found it funny because I try to leave responsibility, but I take all the responsibility of what I'm writing and what the people think on what I'm writing for myself. So that's a little bit contradictory.
So you tend to overtake responsibility.
Yes,
Might be heavy, right?
It must be, I'm not sure if it is.
Okay. Do you see a link between overtaking responsibility and control? Or no?
Yes.
Can you say it?
Well, the person who is overtaking responsibility,
Yeah.
he wants to, like, it leads control because you take the responsibility of others, therefore you control what they can do.
Yeah, but that makes you heavy, right? Because
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you have a hard time to trust other people, right?
I say, yes, I need a reason, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think it's
I can just
it's
trust.
visible. If you take up responsibility from others and you take on your shoulder, it means that you don't trust others so much.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you see a link between trust and lightness?
Yeah.
Can you
You
say?
have less responsibility if you trust others. Like if I give
Yeah.
everything to others, I'm super light. I can do like
Yeah,
everything.
you let it go a bit, yeah?
Yeah.
So did you reconcile a bit with the fear of create this bad influence on others? That I mean, they have responsibility anyway, even if you take all the responsibility.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Good. Nice. There was also Matthias. You want to propose something before?
Same idea.
Same idea. Okay. So I see some hands. You want to comment or what you want to do? You want to propose another idea about this? Okay. So let's open to the comments about what you have done so far. So Marta, please, you didn't speak yet.
So I also add that you have to trust other people, but you have to value other people. But we are not all idiots that we are going to follow what you write. I mean, we have our own criteria and judgment, and so relax, we can decide if we follow you or not. So trust and value the readers. I would say.
Okay. So you're proposing the idea that in this lack of trust, there is also not a very good esteem to other people, yeah? He's better than others, he knows better than others, yeah? What do you say, Sergio? Do you see this tendency? You tend to see yourself, put yourself in an upper level than other people? Since you take them their responsibility, you don't trust them? You know better?
The other one should be.
Yes, in order to write, I need to know better than others. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why in the practice we see that in a way, when you accept your own stupidity, it's easier to think and to write. Yeah. If you want to perform, to be the best, you put to yourself so much pressure, and at one point you become impotent. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you stop.
In order to develop, you need to be accept your stupidity.
Yeah. You're part of the elite, like Davide.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read and
Okay, thank you, Marta. Nice comment. Someone else? Okay, you spoke. Oh, Leila is here. Yeah.
Actually, I think because I have the same idea as Martha, and I think that you didn't really deal exactly with the proposal of Martha. Because it's not only about Sergio's writing, it's also about the fact that he think that people are gonna be influenced. So he doesn't give any credit to people for their own judgment. So it's not only about his own difficulty with the writing, it's as well that he doesn't think that people have good judgment.
Yeah, that's why you think he's better in a way, yeah?
Yes, right.
So you see the link?
And that he
like-
doesn't trust. Yes,
Yeah.
but it's not exactly the same as, it's not only about the fact that he thinks that in order to write, he needs to be smart. That's not only about.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Because I think you missed the introduction.
Yes,
So we are speaking about writing
I know.
specifically. So we are trying to go back to the writing process in order to help people to see, to reconcile with some fears that can prevent people from writing. So that's why we try to go back to the writing process. But I agree with you that the idea of Martha was larger, let's say.
Okay.
But I was trying to apply to the writing process. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And then I have another comment.
Yeah.
About the writing. Yeah, that's his vision of writing is quite utilitarian. That there is need of a results, a need of a purpose, there is an influence, yeah, there are consequences. And there is no just, the process and the pleasure of doing it, no matter what happens afterwards.
Yeah, okay, let's check. So did you recognize yourself?
yes, I recognize.
So you don't know the joy of writing, basically. You write for something, to reach something, but you don't experience the joy of it. Writing for itself, for the sake of writing.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Leila. And by the way, you're a moral guy as well, yeah? Because did you moral?
Oh, moral. Ethics.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I have this.
yeah, okay. Yeah, often moral, let's say moral people always more focus on morality. It takes off pleasure from the actions. You see why I say that or no?
Yeah, because you think about others, not about your own pleasure.
Yeah, and also the consequence of
Yeah,
your
yeah,
action to others
yeah.
instead of to focus on the action itself.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks. Peter, yes?
I would ask you, Sergio, if you see a value in only writing for yourself, for example, for making your thoughts clearer, and if you write it out, read it afterwards, if this makes the same responsibility problem with yourself.
Yes. Yes, yes, it feels the same, like I feel guilty for myself, that I can make mistake or go into the wrong direction and
It's you yourself, you're a bad, you're a bad influence then for yourself.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Why do you find it interesting?
Because he can choose what he takes out of his text and what not. And so he makes himself impotent.
Yeah. So he was powerful when he was writing, but when he was reading, he was impotent. He couldn't escape from the influence of the writing, right?
Yes,
That's interesting. Yeah.
he treats other like he treats himself.
Okay, okay. You see that? Sergio?
Yeah. Yes.
But let me ask you, why do you think there is more power in the writing than reading?
Overall or for myself? It's overall or for myself?
In general.
In general.
Oh, let me rephrase in a different way, maybe it is. Why do you think there is more responsibility for the writer than for the reader?
Yeah. I think that would be that. Because the writer assumes he knows, but the reader don't.
Okay, the reader put himself in the ignorant role, right?
Yeah, in a way. If
You
you
know,
know-
it doesn't know, right?
Yeah, but the writer he assumes that you know.
Okay, so these are the power position in the right. It's like the teacher that's explaining how things are, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the students have less power than the teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, do you see that, like Martha said before, maybe you are underestimate students and other people and reader as well, and yourself as a reader as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you take for granted everything you read, like in internet or also?
No.
Okay, so you see, you can select, you can.
Yes, but it's quite hard for me to select what I wrote because I thought it's true then, and it's hard for me to check to see my own bias.
Okay. Okay, so when you write, you think you're writing something true.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, maybe that explains why. Okay, could be funny or enjoyable to write something false as well.
Yeah, science fiction.
Can you explain how it can be funny? I know it can be dangerous in a moral paradigm, but let's go out from the moral paradigm. What can be good about writing, or how can you enjoy writing something false?
You can make like a nice story which can happen in real life. It can be funny. You can develop your imagination under the things you see in real life.
Okay, so in a way you have more freedom in that way.
Yeah.
Okay, but when you write, you reduce the freedom you have, right? You want to write just the true things.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Nice. It's a new idea, or you thought already about this?
About
That you tend to reduce the freedom.
Oh.
When you write, you want to write just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Why you could write even others, even everything. Same.
I didn't thought about this idea before.
You like it? The idea that you could also write something false? It could be nice, yeah?
That could be nice.
Okay, okay. Okay. I suggest that we take last one, and then I want to propose a kind of a conclusion exercise. So what do you want to do, Davide? I want to propose another peer, let's say. I want to take 3. We have time for another one. Yes, yes. And then let's go. Who want to share his own fear? Paula didn't speak so far, so I will go. Maria as well. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
My fear is to be rhetorical. So I'm afraid that when I don't understand exactly the point that I want to address in the text, I don't manage to get them linked in a fluid speech. And so I will address them like a list of like, okay, I have to address that, and then I have to address that. And this would result in a sort of rhetorical writing. So
So wait, what you describe, it seems more that you tend to produce not organic writing. It's not organic. You just throw elements, but they are not really linked together, right?
exactly. And so they have also this the bad part of it is not just not being organic, but then concepts that are isolated, then are a bit.
Okay, it's like a list, like you said, but there is no
Yeah.
internal relation between elements, right?
Yeah, and yes,
That's your main problem when you write.
and I have the impression, yes, anyway, yes, and I have the impression that when they are not linked and when they are isolated, they are not really grasped. So they are rhetorical, they're just thing to say,
Okay, superficial.
superficial.
No, okay. So your main fear is to write something that remains in the surface. Right.
Yeah, that I don't understand completely, that I don't really, that I didn't get by myself first.
Okay. So when you don't understand, you remain in the surface, right? Because you're not able to
Yes.
build links between elements.
Significant.
There's notions, but there's not real comprehension.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know some things, you put them there, but
but it's more the fear of to be superficial, or more the fear to not understand when you write.
not the fear of being superficial or not understanding. Isn't that the same?
Superficiality and misunderstanding are the same.
Not misunderstanding, not fully understanding. So yeah, probably of not understanding them.
Because you not understanding. So what do you fear the most?
The not understanding.
Okay, which in a way is also the cause of the superficiality we said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you're afraid to not understand what you're writing about.
Yes.
Okay, and why is so bad when you write without understanding?
Because it's useless. It's just a rhetorical exercise.
Okay, so you want to write something useful.
For me, like I get involved in the process.
So if you understand, it means that it's useful and it's worthy. If you don't understand, it means it's useless and there is no value, right?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Do you see this tendency to, I mean, you want to be useful in your life in order to be meaningful, or it's just when you write?
No, I have it in general.
Could you give us an example of something you could say?
Like when I worked, I wanted to do something useful. I wanted to build something useful.
Okay. What happens when you're not able to be useful? What's the consequence in your life?
Referring to that, I felt that pointless.
Okay. So you feel meaningless, right?
Yes, but I feel that there is a distance between these two, because when I say useless, I'm not saying like for someone. I'm like
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to be useful for yourself in order to be meaningful, right?
No, I mean that the writing has to produce a form of comprehension or about myself or about the concept to be an interesting process.
Yeah, otherwise it's useless, right?
Yeah.
So you don't like to do useless stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the idea, right? Okay, nice. Okay, so I think we reached a nice idea. Okay, now can we propose some ideas in order to push Paola to reconcile a bit with the usefulness, yeah, to do something which is not useful? What can be worthy in doing something useless? I see Matthias, I see, oh, you didn't speak yet. Oh, you just come. You want to participate? Yeah, okay. Can you say your name again? Chiwen. Okay, can you give a mic to?
Yeah, so I have an opposite idea.
Can you, yeah.
I have absolute idea about what she just said, because for her, if she wrote down something she understands, she feels it's useful. If she write down something she don't understand, she thinks it's superficial and it's useless. But I think the total opposite way. If I already understand something about myself, why I need to write it down. And then the things I don't understand, there are other things worth it to write it down. Because means I haven't think about it fully.
Okay, but this is another problem, right?
Um,
Can you say something good about to do something useless?
Maybe it's fun.
Can you explain how useless activities can be fun?
Maybe useless activities are fun.
Yeah, that's not a good argument. It's repeating,
I
yeah?
know.
Yeah, it's called tautology. Yeah? You have an argument, you just have this dogma in your life. You know dogma?
I don't know what is
Dogma is a truth that it doesn't need explanation. It's a dogma.
Good question. Think about idea
Yeah.
why useless is good. The thing I have in my mind right now is like, at this point, you maybe think something is useless, but maybe it will be useful afterwards, but then it makes the sense, like,
So you're in the same paradigm, basically. Yeah. Okay. But let's try to push her out from the paradigm. Yeah. So let's take another one. Maybe it was years and then.
Yeah, she's connecting understanding completely to being useful and not understanding to be useless. But this understanding completely and be useful, it's also heavy, so dark. So if you can accept your own stupidity, then I mean, it might lighten things up. It won't be so difficult to write because I don't understand it. I'm stupid, and I can be happy about being stupid, and I write some crap, whatever happens, happens. So it would be freer. I think. Being useless can be more free than the obligation of being useful and understanding everything.
Okay, so you like the idea that I mean, if you don't understand, you're stupid, but if you're stupid, you're more light and more free in a way. You see this idea? Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you. I saw a way as well.
Yes, yeah. No, yeah, my idea is a bit similar. Use less is light and the useful is heavy because when you try to be useful, you have a specific goal and you attach to that goal, so it can be very heavy.
Okay, it's a bit the same idea.
It's the same
Yeah,
idea.
that's lighter.
Lighter.
To not understand.
Yes.
While to want to understand completely or everything is really heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I saw another hand before, or maybe no. Oh, Marie, you wanted to say something? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, if Paula is when you are conscious of your confusion,
then you can rework your writing. So this confusion and uselessness that you identify is part of the process. You can rework and rewrite and improve what you write. So it's just yeah, part of the process.
Okay, so you're proposing the idea that also the sense of usefulness can be a material that she could use in order to write something, right?
Yeah, because it's kind of we go with the same idea as Davide. Paola wants to be perfect at the first time, but generally when you write something, then you have to read again, change words, find a better link, a better explanation, or
Plus, she wants the absolute comprehension. Yeah.
yeah,
Completely.
yeah. There's a kind of absolutism.
Yeah. Do you see your tendency to be a bit absolute?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask her whether she was suggesting like to start from something and then just because I'm doing it. The point is usually I don't know how to stop. So, but you see, okay, there is like an interval and you can just be like, stop there. You start from something that you don't like, then you improve it, and then you're satisfied with something better.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. So thank you, Maria. Let me propose a final little exercise for this workshop. I would like to propose you to write a little thoughts, just even 2-3 lines, yeah, by thinking about the discussion we had about different how to overcome different fears, yeah. But I would like that you try not to be personal, not to speak about you. Don't use I as a subject, but speaking in general about the process, about the fear in general, about the writing. So write something about writing in general, not about yourself. Is that clear, the task? It's a short idea.
The topic is about writing.
Yes.
Based on the discussions we had.
Yes, also if you maybe you thought something about your own fears thanks to the discussion, so you could use that that idea to write something. Yeah. Okay, don't write too much. Now we have the opposite problem. So let's say maximum, I don't know, 5, 6 lines, no more, okay? Less is better. Less is more. Okay, you didn't finish that? Have you breath? You didn't finish it. You want to completely understanding what you want. Happy end, okay. Okay, we have 15 minutes left, so I think we have time to hear all your thoughts. So let's say we 1 minute each, I think. So try to enjoy the reading, the author, and try to enjoy the listening. Okay, all the rest of the group. Yeah, so we can go this way. Oh yeah, maybe yes, but yes.
So writing represents one way to connect with the world and tell us about our relationship with it. We might want to grasp it, to create something, to put some beauty in it. At the same time, this production forms the way we are. We can be light, enjoying it, be worried of being ugly, or feeling responsible.
Nice.
Confusion does not exist. It is just the degree to which the other is disguised. Confusion is a property of reality. It is not a thing in itself. So don't be afraid of confusion. How can you be afraid of something that does not exist? You can be afraid of the dragon, but you cannot be afraid of the color of its skin. Nourish curiosity about confusion and let it become the source of clarity.
Prophet speech.
Yes. The difficulties in life, like writing, are personal and irrational. We set up rigid ideas which are not useful for engaging in a practical task. The inability to write, which is a concrete exercise, reveals something far broader. My difficulty is an inability to fully commit. This makes me heavy and resentful. The writing is not for me, but a burden imposed. Can I rather think of it as an experiment, as something I can give over to with lightness?
What makes writing substantially different from other types of output like speech is the permanence of it. You can't deny, you can't edit, you can't unwrite it. Most kinds of fears of writing I witnessed originated from this aspect of writing.
To be able to show a person his problem, it is necessary to see where he has a problem and focus on it, showing him that this belief is not valid or relevant. If you don't, the person will get frustrated because they want to understand what you talk about, that you talk about different things, and will drive you apart. Yes. To be able to show a person his problems, it is necessary to see where he has the problem and focus on it, showing him that this belief is not valid or relevant. If you don't, the person will get frustrated because they won't understand that you talked about different things, and it will drive you apart.
There are a variety of fear in writing who reveal our existential issue. For example, the fear of mistakes reveal an impotency to get out of a moral paradigm. The fear of confusion who is triggered by a desire to be special. These different resistance are already some material which each of us can think about.
Writing is a continuous and no-ending process, as well as thinking is, following our life. This should be joyful, whether confused or clear. And it is the image of ourselves, of our state of being. It is and to our relation to the world. It is a mirror effect.
When it comes to writing, we get so easily stuck in our self-justification not to do the activity. Even when we accept playing the game of problematizing the self-justifications, we tend to hold to them dearly when we are faced with implications of just letting them go.
Okay, no?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have anything interesting to write, therefore I don't write.
This was interesting, right?
Why don't you just try writing something? What could be the advantage? You force yourself to reflect. Take the time to do a little exercise. It will be interesting.
Okay, the root cause of fear is ignorance. And writing overcomes the ignorance by throwing out new ideas and by clarifying confusion. This is your workshop.
I see three types of people here. People who see writing as part of the artwork, then is seeking beauty through writing, fearful for seeing ugliness. And the second type, see it as a philosophical practice, so seeking for truth and afraid of making mistakes. And the third type, seeing writing as utility, who seeks for usefulness, so afraid of being useless.
Sorry, just for fun, where do you put yourself in this?
A philosophical practice, the second type.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
It's interesting to notice how people don't have problems with speaking nonsense and saying whatever comes to their mind without any limits sometimes. However, writing can seem much more like a mountain to overcome. Maybe the difficulty with writing is that it provides the same effect than looking at a reflection in a mirror. You can't avoid what you are writing as it remains. It takes a tangible form, and even when you erase it, it cannot be unseen. Words spoken aloud do not seem to have the same effect. At least it is not as scary. Writing gives an impression of permanence, while speaking seems ephemeral. On another note, all those fears of writing probably explain why so many artists and writers need some drugs in their system to write their greatest pieces.
Okay, what I wrote here is it is interesting to know Sergio's fear of writing is he doesn't want to have bad influence on others, because this way of thinking that oneself might have bad influence on others, the guilt is a way of being a narcissist, the moral scheme.
You want to add something?
No.
Okay.
Forget about the need to produce something valuable and useful. Just write for the sake of writing. Otherwise, the pressure to perform and produce will lead to constipation and the fear of not doing something which is good enough.
Writing is a difficult thing because of the fear of making mistakes and perfectionism and the fear of being uselessness. But the written words remain. One can come back to them anytime. They lie there to remind you what you thought, and in a sense, who you are. So like an extension of yourself and a memory you cannot trick. So we fear to write because we might not like to revisit that part of us. And the process is even harder when the written word goes public and exposed to others' judgment. It is like opening, in a way, your soul to let free entrance. So it's quite human to have fears in writing when it comes to writing. I'm afraid of writing something incorrect. I'm afraid of writing something which may expose myself and my weakness, thus making me at a risk of getting attacked. I see the world as a war zone, but that is not true.
Don't try to know the perfect clear writing in advance. Trust the process of writing and you can experience a surprising result. Writing is a means by itself.
Thanks. Okay, so thank you everybody to make me feel less fearful and less weak. I think we have 5 minutes left, so maybe we could use this timer to take a few comments about the meta level of the workshop, the process. So if you saw something interesting, something, I don't know, that surprised you, or yeah, but more about the process than the content now. Yes. One who wants to share? Okay, Peter?
I'm always very happy about your velocity. You take your time and you are not shy to question until it is clear. I think it was not easy to do this topic with this case bringers with after our walk. I would suggest next time to make at least a 5 minutes break before beginning.
The break after the break.
Yeah.
And drink something. Okay.
I had with Davide, I had the impression when you started to relate tension with confusion and beauty, I had the impression you were seeing where he was leading you to a contradiction, and you were aware of that and stopped, like in a way, the process by saying that you see more tension in clarity, but it struck me as not being very honest. I think you were not being, maybe I'm wrong, but I had the impression you were not being honest in that, but you were avoiding to fall in the contradiction in this dialectic process.
So you think he was running away from the contradiction, right?
Yeah, that it was more like a dialectic fight, that you are not going to bring me there. I saw you comment, so I'm saying that tension is more, there's more tension in clarity into clear ideas, where I think maybe, so I had the impression that you were not being honest in that point.
Okay. I don't know, maybe you can discuss later with Davide. which would be contradicting because it was escaping from tension and conflict, let's say, since, but he said that he liked tension.
Yeah, he was saying that you were leading into the contradiction.
Okay, then you can check during the break with him, yes.
We are not starting again.
All right, we have 2 minutes, so someone else, you want to say something, Gianluca?
It happens 2 times that you ask a very silly question, and I was wondering why you do it, if there is a reason. With one person you ask, so you don't like being impotent, and with someone else, so you don't like being guilty. And the answer is pretty obvious, so I was wondering if you have a reason to ask these kind of questions.
So you don't have any clue, like at all, or you can make up something, no?
No, I really cannot see the function of that.
Just for fun, who can say what can be interesting in, let's say, asking such silly questions? Pick someone.
Yes.
No.
I think the point is to, by asking a confirmation, make some drama and make things in relief. In relief, it's not flat, you put something huge. So you create some tension for the engagement as well.
Okay, Matthias, you wanted to say something?
With a clarification question where you synthesize it, like, are you impotent? Then you have to, you see it more clearly, and if you say yes, you have to confirm that this is the case. So you make it clear to yourself that this is it. It doesn't remain like an implication only.
Okay, so you suggest me to, look for confirmation of my insights.
With this question, yes.
With this question?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You have the impression that it was not the case?
No, I think this is what you did.
Yeah, but you think that I was wrong?
No, I think you were right.
Ah, okay.
And then it makes the person see his own impotence,
okay.
admit his own impotence. He has
okay.
to.
So
when
it's more for him than for me.
It is for him.
Ah,
yeah.
okay, I misunderstood before. Okay, yeah, thanks. Maybe last one, Sarah.
Yeah, it was a nice exercise, like from everyone's fear that we can relate to some of them. We can also learn something about ourselves. Just a couple of comments, critical comments. I think you address the subject, yes, because you have like a personal discussions, but sometimes you ignore a bit the problems in the speech, like the contradictions, the slides of meanings, you know. And you got away with it, you know, by asking other questions, but you didn't. For example, with David, I think it would have been interesting because he was manifesting confusion in his thinking, you know. So maybe bring this up, you know, to as something that can you use.
I was more following the content than to look on his attitude.
Yes, I think so. Yes, and then maybe open a bit more to the group, because at some points it felt like a mini consultation, you know, between you and the person, and we're a bit well, at least me, I want a bit to, I don't know, some of this.
Okay, okay. So I think it's time for the break. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there's a 30-minute break, and then we come back here at 7 for an hour.
For an hour.
Before dinner.
Consultation.
Where is, we heard something about consultation of Oscar or something?
It's in the evening at 10 p.m.
Oh, at 10 p.m. After dinner?
Yes.
Well, dinner is from 9 to 10?
We switch off.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.